Here are 7 hidden gem cryptos that will survive this bear market.
Not only will they survive this bear market, but they'll also provide maximum gains.
Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is your place for all things stocks and crypto. From beginner tips to expert picks. Use this as fuel for your investing journey, because when you're in the know, your money will grow.
This episode of the Bean Pod is sponsored by KyberSwap.
KyberSwap is a DEX and DEX aggregator, which is built to facilitate all your DeFi needs in one single platform.
Fast, cheap, and safe.
User experience is KyberSwap's sole focus to make everyone's life better in DeFi. Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is Shane, aka the Jolly Green Investor.
And this is Josh, the Nifty Investor.
Today, we're going to be discussing 7 lucky cryptos that will be surviving this bear market.
Not only will they survive this bear market, but they look poised for a great run when the bull market returns.
For sure. So the reason it's important to discuss these mid-cap cryptos is, large caps have already seen big pumps. They already have huge market caps. And while they can still provide gains, it's a bit limited, right? And then small caps, when you're heading into bear market territory, are super risky. So the mid-cap is kind of like that Goldilocks zone, you know what I mean?
That's right. So small caps have a low market cap. They're looking for funding right now, right? But there's a lot of investors out there who don't have cash on the sidelines to be pouring money into these low cap gems. So they could actually run out of funding and not be able to complete their project. So these mid caps, they're in a perfect position, the Goldilocks zone, as you mentioned, where they had the funding, they've been around for a while, they have great utility, and they can actually see some huge gains moving forward. Especially
where Bitcoin is sitting right now. If we see another big drop down from, the low 30s into the mid or low 20s, small caps will get absolutely decimated, down another 70%. Mid caps will still get hurt, but not nearly as much. So it's important to, put these names on your watch list because they could provide some serious gains moving forward.
Absolutely. Let's jump right into it. First on the list I have, and I think we tried to find projects that have actually survived a crypto bear market before.
Right.
They haven't just launched in 2020 or 2021. Pretty easy, haven't been around for too long. A lot of these projects, when looking back when they first launched, you're looking at 2016, 2017, they've weathered the storm before.
Right.
So they know how to get through these. And before we continue, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure you got your notifications on, really helps. So the first one we have here, I'd go with KANDA.
KANDA, nice, yeah, I like that one.
It launched in 2016. So it's been around for a while. What are we looking at 6 years or so now at this stage. It has a $433 million market cap, fully diluted, 2.3 billion, and it's sitting at number 95 at the moment.
Right. So that's one thing right off the bat we should mention. It only has 18% of tokens in circulation.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're looking for strong projects, a lot of them still have a lot of tokens to be distributed. And if you don't know what that means, make sure you watch our crypto cheat sheet episode. It tells you all about tokenomics. But the reason I agree with you, I like KANDA, it's a layer 1 blockchain that brings all the benefits of proof of stake in terms of scalability, fast transaction speeds, and environmentally friendly, but then also brings the security of proof of work because it remains proof of work, right?
Yeah, it's the only proof of work blockchain that's capable of scaling.
Interesting.
And you're right, there is tokens to be distributed, but again, it's rewarding the validators. It's bringing out it's growing the ecosystem. So you still need that to occur to make sure that this project is successful. What I really like about it is that it's decentralized and it's multi-chain. It has infinite scalability, and it's the team. I think, the advisor was the co-inventor of blockchain technology. Huge.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like what other team has that?
For me, it's their connection to, JP Morgan. So basically, it's a spin-off of the JP Morgan, blockchain. So it's built for enterprise. It's built to handle global financial systems right off the bat. And when you're looking for cryptos that will survive a bear market, ones that have connections to some of the largest financial institutions in the world, and not only is the team there, the actual blockchain infrastructure was built from there to spin off. So that's a huge tick for me right away.
Yeah, the two co-founders created JP Morgan's first blockchain and helped start the SEC's crypto group. You start to piece it all together, and on their website, they talk about, scaling to settle the 9 million plus New York Stock Exchange transactions each day.
I like that.
Start to piece it together, right? And there's some really good stuff going on there. in terms of surviving the bear market, I noticed that they had a $100 million grant for Web3 developers.
Always a good sign.
So they have money and they're using it to continue to grow. The projects that are growing right now in a bear market are the ones that will thrive later on.
Right. You know what's a really cool feature about KANDA that I love? They offer something called crypto gas stations.
Yes.
So, you know, one of the big things about scalability and when you're trying to bring enterprise onto a blockchain, whether it be financial or stock market, whatever, is gas fees, is transaction fees. If you're processing millions or billions of transactions a day, you can't have your customers paying these gas fees, even if it's only as limited as $1 or 50 cents. It adds up big time. So they have these gas stations which allow the businesses to pay for the customers' gas fees. So it removes a massive pain point for widespread adoption for, you know, your everyday customer that doesn't want to pay that, but the business can front that gas, which makes people hop right in.
That's right. And there's times where we're dealing with gas fees and we're like, oh, you know, we might be doing some larger transactions. We're like, oh, whatever, it's a $100 Ethereum gas fee. But to the everyday user, when you have an ecosystem that's trying to grow its dApps, you can't have every single user paying $100 in gas fees. So now that the business can front it, that's A+ right there.
I like it. So put it in on your watch list for sure. It's a great mid cap that should survive this bear market.
Absolutely.
All right, what do we got next? I like it's a project we've talked about a lot, but maybe not talked about for a while. Quant. You know, we've been talking about Quant for the past almost year now. It's seen a massive run up and a massive crash, like most altcoins, down from a peak of $384 a token to $70. It's still the number 60th rated project with a market cap around $1 billion, right? So it's firmly in that Goldilocks zone where it still offers that potential 10x or more, but it has enough market cap, cash, or tokens, plus the good partners that I think it deserves a spot on our list.
This one launched in 2018, and in contrast to KANDA, we can go back to the tokens in supply. I really like the tokenomics. 83% of their tokens are already in supply. It's also a very low supply.
I like that.
I think it's like 15 million or so.
Yeah, 14 million max supply.
14 mil max supply.
Less than Bitcoin.
So yeah, you talk about scarcity, right? So as the use cases go up for this token, what's going to end up happening is it should, in theory, drive the price up. Hence why we saw it go from $74 all the way up to 300 plus.
Exactly. So let's talk about what it actually does and why it had that huge run to start off with. It's taking advantage of what will become one of the biggest narratives in crypto, interoperability. So it's a blockchain that connects all other blockchains. They've built what's called an overledger. Think of it like an operating system like Windows or Mac that all blockchains can use to speak to each other. And when you're talking about, think about how many layer ones there are in crypto that will be successful, dozens. They all need to connect eventually, right? With different businesses and governments and all that. That's where Quant comes in.
Yeah. And, for any of our new listeners or watchers, a really good analogy to use if you don't quite understand what the interoperability means amongst it all is, let's say you're watching on a PC, somebody else is watching on a Mac, but your PC is considered Ethereum and your Mac is considered, Algorand. But this microphone is, I don't know, another one, Hedera.
Right.
So what it does is it's a small silver lining that connects all of them. So it doesn't really matter to you as the end user, but it allows all the other blockchains and networks to work together seamlessly.
I like that. And then when you look at their partners and who they've worked with, so that they've gone into the NVIDIA Accelerator program. So it's one of the biggest, microchip tech companies in the world. They've already worked with Oracle and also Amazon AWS to implement blockchain infrastructure for those huge companies. Oracle and Amazon, two of the biggest tech companies in the world. So, if you listen to this show all the time, we always talk about partners, team, that kind of stuff. It's just a huge tick box to find the projects that will survive a tough time, which we're going into right now.
They're also, this is brand new, working with KPMG, which is one of the largest accounting firms in the world. They do $32 billion in revenue a year. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, is calling for interoperable CBDC platform for all central banks. Gemini has confirmed that the IMF is leveraging quant technology.
Love it. Put Quant on your watch list.
The other thing you need to kind of look at is their IP, their intellectual property, proprietary tech. Nobody else can use it. And to survive a bear market, Quant is blockchain agnostic. It's currently on Ethereum. It can swap to any other blockchain. So let's say theoretically something happened to Ethereum, it went down. Don't worry, Quant is safe. They can move to something else.
Love it. All right, what do you got next?
So I was doing some, man. Okay, this one I actually bought some of this today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
I bought some basic attention token.
That's a good one.
So this only has a $600 million market cap. Again, we're speaking to tokens in circulation. 100%, they're all out there.
Love it.
So no more venture capitalists, no more early investors are going to dump on you. There's no more tokens to be released. They're out there right now. This is sitting at number 79. The thing I like about this project so much is that there's no friction in terms of use. You know, you look at the Brave browser. We already use Google Chrome. We all use Mozilla. It's easy. We know what the internet is. So it's going to bring people on really seamlessly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
There's no complexity of like, how do I figure this out? It's just like, you just download it.
Yeah, so Basic Attention Token is the native cryptocurrency for the Brave browser, which is, the Web3 or crypto version of Google Chrome or Firefox or Safari that we all know and love, right? So it's better for privacy, easily integrates with wallets, NFT, marketplaces, all this great Web3 stuff that we're just getting into. Brave browser is the browser for that. And just like you were talking about earlier, this thing's been around since 2017. They had the most popular and fastest selling ICO of all time. All the tokens sold out. I think it was like 1 minute.
30 seconds?
30 seconds.
35 mil.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
And how about the founder?
The founder, yeah, he is the inventor of JavaScript.
Inventor of JavaScript and also the man behind Mozilla. So he knows how to scale a successful browser. They've got so many tailwinds working for them. And I did a little bit of deep dive into, coming from like a startup and tech background, like monthly active users. So Brave browser right now has 50 million monthly active users. They double their MAUs every single year. Great sign of growth. When you look at Google Chrome as 2.5 billion monthly active users, they got a lot of runway, a lot of customer acquisition to be done. But I've used it myself. It's a great browser. And with all the integrations plus the founder, it's a great, great project to put on your watch list.
Yeah, and it's great for the users too. So you get to choose whether or not you get ads or not. So basically what this platform does, it rewards users for their attention. That's why it's the basic attention token. So what happens is these advertisers they pay a monthly fee. I think it's $2,500 in BAT tokens. So that's the utility of the actual token. And then if a user wants to earn money, they can now watch the ad and they'll receive BAT.
Right.
So they have integrated ad blockers for those who don't really want to watch ads.
I like it.
It's also 3 times faster than the regular Chrome extensions.
Right.
So it's really quick too.
Yeah. It's got a lot of things going for it. And as you said, with 100% of tokens in circulation, strong team, proven tech, this is definitely one that's going to survive the bear market. It's not going anywhere. This thing is just getting started.
The advertising spend industry for online ads is $330 billion.
Yeah, wow.
So, and when you're looking at the ad renewal rate too, it's above 90%. That means people who are advertising are coming back to the platform. So I think it's a win-win-win it's win for the users, win for the creators, and it's win for the advertisers.
Yeah, basic attention token. Put that one on your list.
Absolutely.
Let's stick along with the kind of Web3 internet domains, train of thought and go with Ethereum name service, ENS. So this is basically GoDaddy for crypto and Web3. It's a decentralized naming service for Ethereum domains, your MetaMask, your wallets, your NFT usernames, all that kind of stuff. Instead of this crazy string of numbers and letters, you can do niftyinvestor.eth or jollygreeninvestor.eth, right? And I think that's going to be very widespread as the general public starts to get into Web3, NFTs, and crypto. No one wants to deal with these stupid token and contract addresses, right? You want your own username, your own profile. And these guys are the number one authority in that burgeoning field. So I think they've got a huge thing going for them.
Yeah, I mean, anything attached to Ethereum is always great. And what ends up 80% of dApps are built on Ethereum. If Ethereum can have a successful merge and transition to 2.0, you're going to see even more institutional adoption. So those who are getting their .eth name early, I think are going to benefit from that later on. And again, it makes everything so much easier for the users, not dealing with complex contract addresses. Eventually, every website is going to be a Web3 address.
Yep.
So you can just have your own little domain name and just pop around seamlessly.
Yeah.
And being as active on Twitter as we are, you're seeing more and more usernames with .eth.
Definitely. So they've already got over 1 million names registered. They're the number 129 ranked crypto, about a 1.2 billion market cap. The only thing to note is that they have about 20% of circulation or tokens in circulation. So there is quite a bit of distribution to be done. However, I think with one thing I always look at with this token, I've been trading it for a while now, it moves. You know, when Bitcoin bounced from 27 to 32K last week, this thing rips. So if you're looking for a token to not only survive the bear market, but also swing trade a bit, there's a lot of hype around this because of what's happening with decentralized social media and Twitter and Elon Musk and that whole thing. There were some rumors that if/when Elon Musk does buy Twitter, they could potentially have an integration right into Twitter, because, you know, a lot of people have their ENS usernames as their Twitter handles.
Right.
Well, what if they integrated that right in, so you can actually click on it and it goes and it all comes in through Twitter, which already has the NFT integration. So there's a lot of rumors because coders, developers from Twitter have already started this rumor mill. So maybe it's potentially in the works.
And it's trading pretty low right now too, right?
Yeah.
Like trading at a pretty good level there.
Yeah, for sure. It's down quite a bit, like all altcoins for. So for me, ENS is squarely on my list.
I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm a big Ethereum guy, so anything Ethereum.
You don't even have your Ethereum sweater on.
I'm hodled today.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you got next?
I have to go with our sponsor of this podcast, and that's Kyber Network.
Yep.
See, I didn't really know much about them until, you know, we developed this partnership, and upon utilizing their platform, it's actually really freaking good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Again, another project that's been around since 2017, so they've been around for 5 years. They make it so simple to swap tokens. You know, they have 60 dexes across 11 chains and 20,000 plus tokens available. What it's doing is it's eliminating the need to go onto CoinMarketCap, search up a project, and then, you know, copy the contract address, go to markets, figure out, all right, do I have to go on Uniswap or do I have to go on SushiSwap? Do I have to go onto Binance? You can do it all from the platform seamlessly. And you can actually look at the charts and like the trading volume. It's so simple.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best, if not the best, cross-chain DEX and DeFi aggregator that I've ever used. And in addition to making that, what you just described, easy, which is no easy task, right? And we talk to our friends and people, you know, in our Discord. It's, you know, where to buy, which chain, what's the address, blah, blah, blah. KyberSwap does all that for you. So right there, huge thing for me. And then they also have this tool that they've been building, which is the TrueSight technology, right?
Yeah.
So it attempts to identify which cryptos are trending now by judging by spikes and volume and all that kind of stuff. But here's the best part. It's starting to identify ones that are trending soon. So it's looking at, you know, buy and sell volume coming in, where the buy orders, things are picking up. This thing could pop soon. So if it can identify cryptos before they pump, well, that's a multi-million-dollar idea right there.
And I know they're still working on making this perfect. So I looked at it and compared it to Uniswap. Uniswap only swaps Ethereum-based tokens. And if they had the market cap of Uniswap, Kyber Network could do a 10x.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it has so many more options available to it. The user interface is simple. I mean, I don't know. I like the platform, and I think it's a undervalued gem.
I think so. In terms of like DEX tokens, so like PancakeSwap and Uniswap, they have such bloated market caps because they enjoyed the first mover advantage, right? But when you look at something like Kyber Network, which the platform is at least 10 times better than those platforms. And when you're talking about business and products and stuff like that, it has to be 10 times better to capture customers. And I think KyberSwap has that. So for me, it not only is it going to survive the bear market, but I think it's going to flourish in the years to come.
So do I, especially already being around for 5 years. If you guys want to check it out, KyberSwap, it's in the link below.
Yeah, we got a link in the comments there. KyberSwap, check it out. All right, let's move along here. How about Constellation?
Yeah, you know what? This one looks good. This one looks, I like this one a lot.
I like this one a lot. So the ticker is DAG. It's similar to what you just heard us talk about in Quant. It's kind of like that layer 0 blockchain connecting. That's why, you know, Constellation, right? The stars connects everything. So you hear us talk about layer 1 blockchains, and you hear us talk about layer 2 solutions like Polygon or Immutable X. This is what is going to be known as a layer 0 blockchain. So it uses something different than traditional blockchain architecture. I don't want to get too into the technicals, but it's called DAG because it's called Directed Acyclic Graph Architecture. And this achieves infinite scalability because it uses hypergraph. So, you know, there's Hedera with Hashgraph. There's blockchain. Well, this is hypergraph. So they say it's infinite scalability because, zero gas fees, instant transactions, and a layer 0 blockchain means that anyone can build their own platform blockchain on it.
Right.
So it's huge potential for me.
So this one's more of like it's nearing small cap gem almost in a way because it has $120 million market cap. It sits at number 195 currently.
Fully diluted 350 mil.
350. Yep,
Yeah. So
that's right. So what I really like about this is that it's designed to securely process and transfer big data. So, we talk about the partnerships. We talk about the people that the projects they're associating themselves with. So they're on the Space ISAC Council, and it's DAG is the only DLT capable of validating and securing data and swapping at scale. Who are they on this list with? Microsoft, NASA, the U.S. Department of Homeland Defense, L3 Harris, big government contracts.
Huge.
This is going to be the distributed ledger technology that these massive companies are going to be relying on to be transferring this data around securely.
Yeah. You know who else they're working with? The U.S. Air Force.
That's right.
So you can kind of think of them because they're building it specifically for these, huge enterprise government organizations, big data. It's kind of like Palantir, like the way they're just specifically targeting huge organizations for big data purposes. And I like that a lot. When you're looking for a token that has a pretty small market cap with some really, really established partners. And what's one thing I love about them? Their community is super strong. That Constellation DAG community, man, you go on Twitter, you type anything about Constellation or you hashtag DAG, man, that you get some love.
Eat that up.
Those guys love that shit, man. Like they're all over it. And man, community is super important in crypto.
Yeah.
For something to continue and to spread the love and spread the knowledge, a strong community for me, like as soon as I see that, in addition to all the other stuff we just talked about, Constellation's on my list.
Max scalability, easy integration, low transaction costs, high security, puts it right up there. It's good.
Love it.
Who else we got?
We got last but not least, our longtime channel partner, DAOmaker. I mean, if you're looking for the number one ranked crypto launchpad by all metrics, I was doing a deep dive into it. We were talking about it the other day. The average all-time high return on investment for DAOmaker is 4,255%.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the average current ROI, even though we're sitting in a bear market, is still 150% from their pre-sales. Way higher than any other crypto launchpad. Way higher.
I mean, they had Step App, FitFi.
You did like 150x.
I did 140 something X or whatever in a bear market. It says so much about the marketing that they have available to them. We sat on a call with, what's his name? Chris something or other.
Yeah.
The way his mind works, he's so smart, very genius. They're building on some amazing products. And what says a lot to me is they have 71 million tokens in circulation, okay? 46 million of those tokens are staked on an average of 603 days.
Damn.
So people who hold these tokens, they're not buying, they're not selling, they're staking them. That says a lot. They're here for the long haul. And when we see the type of returns that they're bringing in and bringing venture capitalism to the masses, I think here's what I think has happened. People are learning that these large venture capital companies, when you go on, you see Animoca Brands and Bluezilla and, these huge names that back projects. What are they doing on TGE? They're just dumping it. But when you can organize thousands upon thousands of retail investors and slowly distribute it, and then you have this huge network community versus just, the one giant venture capital firm, it creates something so much better for that project. And I think that's why they're separating themselves from all these other launchpads.
100%. They're doing so many things that are different from all the other launchpads that I've seen work. First of all, the quality of the projects that comes through DAOmaker is by far the best because they're doing the best job of vetting them, presenting the information in a very easy to read format for investors on their website with the tokenomics, the team, everything's right there, right? It's super good. But I think we just have to quickly go back to what they're doing for venture capital, bringing it to the masses, right? Because, traditionally in stocks, someone like me or you is never going to get into an IPO. But with DAOmaker, especially with their new system that they've brought out over the last 6 to 8 months, You only need $2,500 worth of certain EVM compatible crypto to hold it in your MetaMask, and you're eligible to participate in their IDOs.
And it's really simple. So all you have to do is hold $2,500 worth of pretty much any token in your wallet. Go to DAOmaker.com, find the project, and hit connect.
If you're not from, there's certain countries where you can't do it, but if you're lucky enough to be from a country where you are eligible for DAOmaker pre-sales, I highly recommend you go check it out because they've been some of the best gains that I've ever had. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's something like I think the 193 countries on the planet. I think 136 or so are eligible. So there's a few that aren't.
Yeah. So if you're looking for, a mid-cap crypto, there's 650 million market cap, about 170 ranked. Crypto launchpads aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to continue to play an integral role of the growth of and launching new crypto projects. DAOmaker is by far the best crypto launchpad. So that DAO token, and as you said, you can get great staking rewards on it too, right?
Yeah.
They just announced the other day, even better APR because there's so much value locked in it.
Exactly. So
yeah, that's one that's
they're ticking all the boxes, really.
100%. So I mean, look, we've gone through some pretty solid bear market mid-cap cryptos. Keep these on your watch list and honestly write these down. Come back and look at these in 2 or 3 years and see what kind of gains they have, right?
I think we're going to see some serious gains from them. They're going to not only survive this bear market, but they're going to flourish in the next bull market. And make sure you guys all tune into the next episode.
Because that one is going to be a fucking banger.
All views expressed by speakers on the BeanPod are solely their opinions. You should not treat any opinion expressed on the BeanPod as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a specific strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. This podcast is for informational purposes only.